Gentlemen, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a One Championship strawweight mixed martial arts contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is a Chinese mixed martial arts champion, standing at 163 centimeters tall, training out of China Top Team, representing China. Stepping into action is the Wolf of the Grasslands, And now, introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he is a former one strawweight world champion, standing at 160 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai record of 282 wins and 65 losses. Training out of Evolve MMA, representing Thailand. Get ready for And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Mohammed Sulaiman.
Come, gentlemen, come to the center, please. Both of you understand the rules. Okay, let's keep it clean, keep it active. Okay, obey my instruction at all time. Touch glove, move back to your corner.
Both men look tremendously happy to be here, as are we, inside the amazing Singapore Indoor Arena for this closed-door event. Awesome to be in this amazing country, Singapore, and thanks to the government who has been so helpful in ensuring the safety of everyone, especially our One Championship athletes. First round between Dejdemarong Sramnoy Sirichok, the former strawweight world champion, multi-time Muay Thai world champion, against the Wolf of the Grasslands, Hershiketu. Two champions in the circle. Over 150 martial arts world champions on the One Championship roster.
Action!
And 52% of fans on One Fantasy on the One Super app are leaning towards a Hershiketu victory tonight. Krudej will look for the legs, will look for the elbows on the inside. Let's see if Hershiketu can get Dejdemarong down, put the tie on his back, and work the top position. Dejdemarong's been training every day. Said he's been focused on his striking. Knows that Hershiketu's a hard puncher with good grappling, but says my striking gives me the edge. You can't compare Hershiketu's striking to mine, and certainly when you consider the mantelpiece and all the trophies and title belts from his Muay Thai career that Dejdemarong possesses. Flicking punt kick there from Hershiketu Dragon.
You can see Hershiketu's just trying to find his way into the takedown. I don't think he wants to stand and bang with Dejdemarong, and he's just trying to wait for that opening to present itself. I'd like to see Dejdemarong start throwing uppercuts and knees just to sort of discourage Hershiketu from taking that shot.
Action!
Dejdemarong Sramnoy Sirichok, 6 years the elder of Hershiketu. Hershiketu said, I've got youth on my side. I'm going to draw him into deep water. Hershiketu looking for a late finish of Dejdemarong. With looping punches like that go, he's hunting in the first round to drop the Muay Thai world champion. Backs up a little, resets as Hershiketu. Dejdemarong looking through the brow. Gloves up high. As I said earlier, he knows the power in the looping punches of Hershiketu. There's a big difference in striking distance in mixed martial arts and Muay Thai. Often the transition can be hard to go from one to the other. But Krudej, history making, went from Muay Thai world champion to mixed martial arts world champion. Was actually the highest level Muay Thai athlete to ever become a mixed martial arts world champion. No more credentialed Muay Thai world champion had ever done it to the top in MMA before Krudej. Hershiketu on the outside, Dragon.
Yeah, you can see Shigetu is trying to get to that clinch, but immediately Dej gets those forearms around the neck and starts to control inside that clinch, and Shigetu backs away. We haven't seen a takedown attempt coming from Shigetu, which I'm surprised on, and just as I say that, Shigetu takes down Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke. Let's see if Dej can work his way back up against that circle wall and get back up to his feet.
This is where Shigetu wanted to be, where he's experienced so much success. 4 wins by submission on the record of Shigetu. Has never knocked out an opponent in mixed martial arts. Certainly has in his Sander career. He is a Sander champion. And how he'd love to find a knockout in MMA, but at the moment, hunting for some ground and pound to maybe open up a submission attempt on Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke. Dej no slouch on the ground, 3 subs to his record, 6 knockouts. And out of the Evolve MMA team here in Singapore. Trying to close the guard around Shigetu. Where does Crew Dej go from here, Dragon?
Well, I'd like to see him open that guard up and just start to worm his way up to the side of the circle wall and then start working his way up. You can see Shigetu's turning Dej away from the wall so he can't use it to get back up. And he's also very active on top. He starts to work the body, working the head every time Dej starts to get an overhook or an underhook. But I would like to see Dej do just that. Start to move those hips, get the feet on the hips, push away, and get back up to his feet.
Look at the aggression here from Shigetu, trying to get to side control. Crew Dej rolling with him on the ground. Shigetu looking for a submission in the final stages of this round. Can he find something here, the wolf of the grasslands? Can he tap out Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke? Dej holding on though, trying to see it to the bell, and indeed that is what happens. Another round in the books. Don't forget, folks, to follow us across all your social media platforms at One Championship on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. And a big hello to Dan Cox, who is watching in Bangkok, Thailand.
Look at that beautiful timing there to get that single leg, turn the corner, put Dej down. But this is what I was talking about. Shigetu is just so fast, and the minute he sees an opening for something, he's going to jump on it. He jumps into the guillotine. He tried to apply that squeeze. Shigetu's got a very strong squeeze, and Dej Demirong needs to be very careful about leaving his head open like that. He needs to keep that jab out there and keep this on the feet if Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke wants that victory.
Small hematoma on the right eye of Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke inside the mighty Singapore Indoor Arena as we count down towards our main event tonight for the One Super Series Strawweight Muay Thai World Title. The living legend Sam A. Gayangadao, one of the greats of all time, some would say the greatest, taking on the little Aussie battler, the #1 ranked contender Josh Tonner. Plenty of movement early on from Shigetu. Dej Demirong trying to close him down. Look if he can land the rear leg round kick, maybe the elbow off the right arm. Shigetu probing with the lead hand. There's the round kick to the legs from Dej. Shigetu, nice wall guard from the high kick of Dej Demirong. Shigetu, who like Cher or Madonna, only goes by the one name. They're not aware of any surname he has, only Shigetu. Oh, beautifully done. He went left, he went right, then he skipped forward and threw that left hand out of southpaw stance, Mitch.
Yeah, at this weight, these guys are at straw weight. Speed is a primary factor, and Shigetu is just a little bit faster than Dej. Age is not on the side of Dej Demirong Soyamnoy Sirichoke. At the age of 41, this guy has been in so many battles, and he continues to battle on. But Shigetu, these constant stance changes, these blitzes into the takedown, Dej needs to slow him down. He needs to earn the respect of these blitzing takedown attempts coming from Shigetu.
A lot of talents for Shigetu, a lot of charisma as well. He recently branched out into acting in the movies, but certainly the most eyes on him in one championship, and giving a good account of himself so far is the Wolf of the Grasslands. One of the better monikers in the sports world. Nice clipping right hook there from Hirshigetu. Goes counterclockwise, trying to stay away from the power side of Dej Damerong's Ramnoi Siruchoke. He's studied plenty of tape on the former three-time Lumpini Stadium Muay Thai world champion. He knows all the strengths of Dej in the stand-up, and he tried to expose Crew Dej on the ground. Dej just pressing Hirshigetu on the outside, controlling centre circle, but Hirshigetu is making Dej follow him around here, Dragon. Could have been part of the game plan. He said he wanted to get Dej into deep water. He said Dej would tire out. Are you seeing any signs of that?
I mean, Dej is constantly chasing Hirshigetu, and he's trying to throw that right kick. I'd like to see him start attacking the legs of Hirshigetu, but he's having a hard time getting a read on him, and that's why the body kicks are starting to land for DSA. But that's what he needs to do, attack those legs, put some hand combinations together, and start attacking those legs.
Overhand right missing for Dej Damerong. Still pressing Hirshigetu to the outside. Lots of lateral movement from Hirshigetu. Wild looping punch from Hirshigetu. Double forearm guard against the round kick. Hirshigetu trying to get Dej on his back. Gets him there now inside the ties guard. Elbows to the clavicle, trying to hit the collarbone here is Dej Damerong. Throws the legs around, hoping for an omoplata. He was on that left arm. 1 foot on hips here from Dej Damerong. Elbows again to that clavicle of Hirshigetu. Just trying to measure the point of the elbow to the top of the head or the collarbone of Hirshigetu, Dragon.
Dej is very active off of his back, throwing those elbows, trying to create a little bit of damage. Hirshigetu needs to posture up and start to look to pass the guard here, because he's getting kind of teed off on here from the bottom. Hirshigetu needs to push down on those legs, but I'd like to see Dej get back up. He was having some success on his feet.
We've seen the Thais really transition so well to mixed martial arts over the years. Crew Dej led the way, becoming the inaugural one strawweight world champion after his decorated Muay Thai world championship career. We are seeing Stamp Fairtex in the women's atomweight division doing the same. Decorated as a Muay Thai world champion, undefeated in mixed martial arts, Stamp Fairtex. As you saw, Hirshigetu look to take that left arm of Crew Dej. Hirshigetu wants to get to side control. One leg stuck in though. Can't get that right leg out at the moment. It's locked down by Dej Damerong, Dragon.
Hirshigetu does have a submission victory via Americana, so you got to be careful with that. But good job by Dej just to stay relaxed enough to get this into that third round. This is where Hirshigetu said he wanted to be. Nice right hand landed on Dej Damerong. He just keeps walking backwards, waiting for Dej to close that distance, throws a punch, and then puts him down. And see, that speed advantage that Hirshigetu has. He's just doing a little bit more in some of these exchanges, but I like the way that he ended that round on top in a dominant position.
Got a lot of Australians tuning in tonight. Looking forward to Reese McLaren and Josh Tonner. A couple of big Muay Thai fans in Melbourne. Mark Castanini, Sainanji. Watching One Championship Reign of Dynasties. We're coming at you live from Singapore. Our closed-door event inside the magnificent Singapore Indoor Arena. Wherever you are around the world, folks, hope you're enjoying One Championship Reign of Dynasties. Over 150 martial arts world champions on the one roster. You are seeing one of the finest left of screen, Crew Dej. Dej Damerong Ramnoi Siruchoke of Evolve MMA here in Singapore. Former multi-time Muay Thai world champion. Again, pushing Hirshigetu on the outside, where Hirshigetu continues to move. His hope by this stage is that Dej Damerong is tiring. This is where Hirshigetu told us he will finish Crew Dej. said he was aiming for a late third round finish. When pressed on how it would happen, he planned to use his boxing, set up the takedown, and finish Demerong on the ground drag.
I like that step forward leg kick that Dej is throwing right there. He can't quite find the read. He can't quite close that distance, and he has a beautiful little step forward and lands that inside leg kick to the lead leg of Hershigatu. I'd like to see him keep going back to that because it's going to slow that movement down. I still think it's anybody's game, so whoever can control these last 4 minutes could walk away with the victory.
Still lots of movement from Hershigatu. He looks fresh. If he is hoping that Demerong's tiring, I'm not seeing the signs of it yet.
Nah, he's got a good gas tank. I am surprised that the 41-year-old Demerong Soyamnoi Sirichok is lasted this long with this type of pace, because these guys are going at it.
Good evasion there from Demerong. He's a wily customer, Demerong Soyamnoi Sirichok. Just when you think you've seen it all, he can produce striking techniques from out of nowhere. An illusionist with his striking. One moment it's not there, the next moment his right elbow's in your face and you are astral travelling. Hershigatu, if anything, Mitch, I think has slowed a little here in the third.
He has slowed down because Dej is starting to land these kicks, whether it's the inner thigh low kick or it's that body kick when he switches to southpaw. Dej is starting to accumulate some significant shots through the kicks.
One way to slow down a puncher is to kick the legs. Every effective punch begins from the bottom of the feet, rises up through the legs, exit out of the fist. If you can't move your legs, you cannot box properly. And we're seeing that Hershigatu is not throwing as many of those punches, those looping hooks that he was in the first round and in the second. He's not doing it here in the third. Because those leg kicks of Demerong Soyamnoi Sirichok have taken some toll. Dej resets. Hands a little lower now. I sense confidence on Demerong, Mitch.
Yeah, Hershigatu needs to time one of these entries. You can see that, Dej has to cover a lot of ground to get close to Hershigatu. And Hershigatu, if he times it right, he could land one of those nice right hands. But as for the first 3 minutes of this round, Dej is landing these leg kicks over and over again. But a beautiful job on the entry. Let's see if he can stick the takedown. No, he can't. Good defense by Dej.
Round kick from Demerong. High check there from Hershigatu. Got it right up to the lower rib cage. Nice evasion from Demerong. Still slick. Almost moonwalked his way out of that right hand by Hershigatu. Just over 1 minute remaining. Third and final round. Our second bout on One Championship, Reign of Dynasties. As we count down towards that main event, Sam A. Gangadao versus Josh Tonner for the One Super Series Strawweight Muay Thai World title. Also Amir Khan later on, the Knockout King of One Championship. Alexei Toivonen and Reese McLaren coming up. Ego Ronnie Saputra for all the Indonesian fans. Big night of action as we return to magnificent Singapore. Demerong with the right kick, right hand. A little too short on the right hand though. Mitch, just over 30 seconds to go now.
Yeah, man, this match is really closely contested. Lots of back and forth action. I think it's so close it could come down to these last 30 seconds. Is Hershigatu going to stick this takedown? It might secure the victory for him.
Overhook on the right arm here from Demerong, and down he goes to the canvas now. Side control for Hershigatu. What can he do as the clock ticks down? Elbow there from Krutej. Hershigatu trying for the ground and pound. Demerong controlling the posture of Hershigatu. The bell is going to sound. They're going to finish it on the ground. Close guard now from Krutej, and that's the end. What a performance from both of these men. We are going down to the judges for this one. Dragon, how do you see it?
Oh, man, that was so close, Michael. It came down to those last 30 seconds. How does that takedown weigh in the minds of the judges? But the entire match was filled with back and forth action. It started out with Shigetu on top, really controlling some of the ground exchanges. Here's a nice choke. Krudej was stuck in deep to that guillotine, but he survived it to last the round. Here was that second round where Shigetu landed that big right hand, but then it came down to the third, and now we go to the judges' scorecards for a huge